Welcome friends, Pharma Technical Live, learning, upgrading and helping. Today we'll talk on safety. So what is safety? Why we are unsafe? How we will observe the safety? And when we should follow the safety. So here is a WHO statement. If we are free from the health hazards and accidents, we are safe. A state of complete physical, mental and absence of disease or infirmity is called as a safety. Means we should be safe and we should not have any chronic health hazard or acute health hazard. We should not have any injuries, partial or permanent disabilities. Then no financial loss, no stress. So we are unsafe because of two conditions. One is unsafe working conditions, like we got in trouble, no space, poor ventilation, light ventilation, equipment facility is not maintained properly, and defective working tools and control systems, safety control systems are not working. We may caught in the accident or unhealthy working conditions lead us to unsafe. Second is a unsafe practices. If we deviate from the SOP due to our ignorance or mischief act or sabotage, we use the qualified untrained persons and we bypass the safety systems interlocks. We may got in the safe unsafe conditions. So we learn about two conditions for the safety. Then moving further, uh, in my professional experience I have witnessed lots of accidents, around 50 15 plus, where the life threatening, very panic and painful. I was just sweating and not able to manage the situation. Many people lost their, my co-workers lost their fingers, legs, even the some chemical exposures. So to avoid such a situation, I have done some analysis, preliminary analysis, and my analysis give me some points. Like accidents are not maximum time by the untrained or unqualified persons. Accidents may unqualified untrained persons may cause accident, but many times accidents are due to the overconfidence or ignorance. The most qualified and trained people got into the accidents. Then accidents happen minutes before or after the breaks or during the closing hours. So be aware, like the lunch time, shift start time, shift end time, and when we are the closing the things faster, we may trap it into the unsafe act, and accidents may happens that time. Then during the machine setting on cleaning, where we are maximum in touch of the moving parts, equipments, that time accident happens. Then in case of safety interlock bypass, if we bypass the safety systems, accidents are meant to happen. And next one is if we ignore the material safety data sheets, what are the instruction on the material safety data sheets? People are just ignoring those, even it is displayed in the area, we get the unsafe condition. If we ignore the storage condition, of course, like the temperature for the flammable solvents, if the temperature is high, they may got evaporated in the area and cause the disaster. Then if we work on assumptions and patterns in our mind, like I did yesterday, if same pattern or same um, fashion, I can do it today, and we don't cross verify the safety checks related to product or personal or instrument controls, then we get into the trouble. And in those cases accident happened, because what happened yesterday, meanwhile many things goes changing, and we are not in the presence of mind, so due to hurry or delay, accidents happen. And some people are addicted to smoking or some food habits. So if we don't get used to that, and we are not calm and focused, we got trouble into the accidents. Then next one is energy fluctuations. Let us understand the algometric work energy relationship while working. If we know that perfectly, we will be safe. Like overexcitement, we emit the more energy than required, or we are extra dull, we have drowsiness, and if we don't keep the energy equilibrium which is required to perform the task, and if we don't know the work energy relation, that is the ergometric at the working place, we fall into trouble, and we are facing hazardous situations. So we have to keep those balance, like Einstein's E is equal to mc square equation, very famous. There is a relationship between energy and mass. So if we are able to hold our body in uh, basic geometry which is required to perform the work, will not fall in the accident. Like I will share one example here. One a pneumatic wall, my operator was just dismantling during the product changeover, and he was sitting on the table. He's supposed to stand and take a firm chair, but same wall, pneumatic actuator wall, he used to clean during the changeover by sitting on the table. Exactly after lunch break, his energy levels were down. Position ergometrics he hold to clean the wall was not proper, and he got complete his hand in the pneumatic actuator, and he lost his fingers. So such ergometrics we should observe. We should know the balance between work and energy, what is required uh, to avoid the accidents. To moving further, we should not stuck in the thought process, in the same process. If some unpleasant thought or negative thought in our mind, it is there, we fall in the unpleasant situation and hazardous situation. So we should immediately erase those thoughts and get the fresh thought in the mind and be in the presence with the focus and calm mind. uh, Accidents we can reduce. So there are some integration techniques in yoga, how to integrate yourself with the nature and working environment, so it will give you compose energy to be free from hazards. And you should have the minimum risk appetite. If you don't have the minimum risk appetite, you will not try anything and you will not be able to give some results. You should follow those. Then we'll talk next on how we should follow the safety. First of all, we should erase all the unsafe conditions from our workplace, like such things which are not desirable at workplace, like electrical wiring or voltage insulation. You know, the major hazards are due to the electric connection, mechanical, pneumatical, uh, and some are the environmental, like storage related. So we should remove all the unsafe conditions. Passage should be free, keep clean and orderly in sanitary conditions. We should use the personal protective appliances when we are exposed to flammable liquids, chemicals, flash fires, and skin irritant. Uh, then we should avoid the slips and trips, electrical shocks by using the uh, uh, correct techniques, cleaning techniques. We should not keep the floor wet, and while handling the material through the staircases or through the lifts, we should have the utmost care, because when there is a wet, energy fluctuation happens and we get into the troubles. Then next one is a 5S. 5S is a good technique which will not only increase the productivity but also give you the pleasant working conditions and everything in place for everything. I will come with the elaborative 5S discussion in another session. Then we should not mess with the moving parts like and electric or pneumatic. We should understand we are working in vicinity of the life threatening and petal instrument or machineries. We should take utmost care while handling those. We should not mess with those things. So here are some technique, and most important is we should hit the commitments by proactive workout and not under pressure or stress. So we should set our target what is achievable, and that target if we set, we should work proactively to reach to that target. And if we delay, stress will generate, and we also got in the unsafe conditions. And in the rush hours, like when there is a panicking hours or when the commitment are delaying and some stress at the workplace, stress will always come. As far as there is a targets, you cannot completely avoid stress. To manage that stress, you should breathe like 50 seconds deep breathing technique. If you adapt, it will give calm your nerves and our chemical equilibrium and physical equilibrium in the uh, good control, and we can avoid the accident in such cases. So there are some programs like Plan, Do, Check, Act. Organization should have the commitment structure to strategic planning to how to deal with the safety incidents, then implementation and operation, then performance check through the safety regulatory safety inspections. Then top management should have the continual improvement commitment, and it should be reviewed. The same thing like a PDCA model can be applied to the safety policies. Then different agencies like OSAS 81001 where and ISO 45001 gives us the complete guideline and rules and regulations. Please remember, these are the not guidelines; these are the rules which we meant to follow by the law. So it is an informants. ICS also gives us a comprehensive set of guidelines on the potential risk during the different type of chemical hazards like carcinogenicity, genotoxicity, and nephrotoxicity. Like kindly go through those guidelines. You will get the detailed understanding on those, and like the what are the occupational health exposure that is mentioned there. Then next one is a same thing. ISO during COVID pandemic has given another guidelines how we should work. So many countries adopted these guidelines, and their industry practices are up to the standards. Also, the British safety standard is there up to the standards to produce the safe working environment. And let's take some time to talk on the another very common hazard like the fire hazard, like a class A. We all know this, and we have got training many times, but practical exposure people again humbles. So fire mock drills and type of fire which is applicable for which fire extinguisher is applicable for which class of fire, that should be very much rooted in the deep understanding of the people, where the CO2 extinguisher works, and what happens during the electrical fire. So if we give enough attention on those aspects of the fire extinguisher, uh, we'll able to uh, counter it. Then we should have the state of control in training. We should use the qualified trained people for the safety. Then we should have the procedures, safety procedures, written procedures, not only safety policy but safety procedures also help us to give the um, complete picture how we will work to maintain the safety at workplace. We talk about MSDS. Then our design and plant and facility should be consider safety aspects during its selection and commissioning, and also of course during operating and maintaining as well. So safe workplace will give us a safe environment, and control and some systems should be in place. Then we should have some procedure control, like we should have master equipment list, and we should have the safety checklist for those instrument. Then training calendar, then safety committee, their roles and responsibility should be well defined. Then safety audit checklist, and it should be at the regular interval. Fire extinguisher, we talk about fire drill. Then hazard chemical list we should be at display at site, and of course site emergency evacuation plan we should have, and we should not emit the hazardous chemical into the environment. Then the storage collection record should be there, and earthing diagram should be there. Like safety has to be follow every moment of your working, like it is at the first time and it is every time. I will come with the more deeper and understanding on the health, safety, and environment aspect. So if you like this session, kindly subscribe my channel, hit the like icon. I will come with the more uh, topics related to pharma working. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Thanks.